G'day, it's the 22nd of December 2015. It's the summer solstice, so I'm going to do a quarterly update. I've come down to the front of the property just inside the gate and I'm going to show you the earthworks we've been doing. I'm on my bike, so I'm going to give you a quick tour, head back up to the driveway towards the house, and we had a drain put in here on the right hand side. This drain goes down to a leaky dam. So here you can see the dam. I'll stop to focus this a bit better. There's the excavator still here. Earthworks were done five so weeks ago. So this is a drain, goes down to dam. You can just see the top of the wall through the trees. And on the driveway we've made two humps to make the water go off the driveway, and then it gets picked up by this drain. And also we've cleaned out the drain further up, and that water goes underneath the driveway in a couple of places. So when we get heavy rains, this gets quite wet and quite a lot of water will run down there, and then heavy rain, it runs down like a stream, which is great, and it fills that bottom dam quite quickly. I mean, it gets up to a certain level and then the water leaks through almost as fast as it's coming in. But once we get more pipes, and we've already put the pump down there, we'll pump it up to the top dams, or the top dam in the pond. And if we pump, as soon as it's sort of got water in it, we should be able to pump a few times and fill the top dams quite comfortably, I'm hoping. Okay, I'll go down to the dam and have a quick look. So there's the drain coming in. It's definitely not a swale, it's not on contour, it's not designed for soaking in the water, it's just designed to bring it down to here. So that's a potential overflow if it does ever fill up. And there was no clay in this dam, so it was just a quick dig as much as he could and put up a bit of a wall. The walls mainly consists of lots of rocks with a bit of soil and sand in between, so the water was rushing through the bottom. We will need to find some way to try and patch it and seal it a little bit so that it at least goes 1.5 meters up the wall, and then we'll have a lot more water to be able to pump up. So once the excavator guy had done all the big stuff with the big machine, he brought a smaller 5-ton machine and he did the smaller stuff. He cleaned this drain out here on the left, and that just keeps the water off the driveway, so it doesn't erode the driveway. It will grass back over eventually, over time. And then at about this height here, it levels off and then it starts to flow down this way. It would have been too big a trench to dig to get it to flow all the way, get all the water up here to flow down to the dam. I would have liked that, but he probably would have had to go down 1.5 meters, even up to 2 meters. So yeah, huge trench, too many big roots, rocks. Anyway, he did the drain clean up, tidy up along here, although it's still a little bit shallow. It needs to be dug in a bit deeper. We've done a little mini swale up here with the soil, and that brings us up to the caravan. So as you can probably tell, the caravan's not finished yet. We're trying to get it finished by the end of the year. I'm on track for that, hopefully. Just finishing the grey water system and a few other final things. So this is the pond, and we've been trying to put a lot of bentonite in it to get it to seal as the water goes down. It filled up almost to the top 3 weeks ago when we had 77 mils. But it's slowly gone down. but we'd like to have it at sort of that rock level, where those few rocks there. We're going to put rocks all the way around there, and then that ledge will plant up, and we'd like to have it at that level so that we can have aquaculture and edible plants in here. And the soil from this hole went and covered over piles of wood trash. The wood trash was pushed down that little hill, and then the soil covered over, and then it flattened, and we've raked that, seeded it, and put hay on it. So soon enough it'll just all be green, and we've gained a bit more flat area there. So I'm going to continue up the driveway, up this little hill. So there you can see the dam wall up here. I also want to show you where all the other piles of wood trash in the forest here, that was all taken away and put against this mound, and then the top part of the mound here was pulled to cover over the wood, because we didn't really need such a big mound there. Didn't really perform any function particularly. So now it's covered, and all that carbon is in the soil and will slowly break down, and eventually, yeah, some nice trees there will grow there, we can grass and stuff. So this is what we call the top dam, or the house dam. So we seeded this immediately after it was completed, put hay on it, we even watered it a couple times, and so it's got a nice thick green layer on it. I need a bit of rain today or tomorrow. Should be some rain in the next few days. This is our overflow. So this is the sealway and the overflow, and it actually slopes slightly inwards, so when there's a bit of rain, the water collects here and runs in. So we've got about a third full from that 3 weeks ago, and I've put in a little bit of weeds and muck from that stream that you saw before, just to inoculate the dam with some variety, diversity. And we had Dave put a whole lot of rocks here, so that when the water comes in the drain, comes down here, it doesn't erode a big hole and valley in there. And we've seeded in there as well, so it's all greening up there quite nicely. So that drain goes across the property all the way up to the boundary, past the tank, all the way up until our fence. So in heavy rains, with the water coming down the slopes, if any water does run off over the overland, it will come down that trench, and it stops all our gardens behind the house getting more and more saturated and you know, leaching out all the nutrients. So yeah, it's kind of a protection measure as well as collecting water. Up by the house, I don't know if I showed you this net area. I think it's been done in the last few months. So here's all the animals, well, a lot of them, chickens and ducks in their net area, and they're going into the igloo there that's got some fruit trees, so they can get through to there. One of the Muscovy ducks successfully incubated some eggs. So there's 4 baby Muscovies and 2 Indian runners, and one that came from an incubator set of eggs that a friend of ours did, but only one really survived, so he's gone in there. And then there's a few more broody Muscovies that are sitting on eggs, and we've put down lots of Indian runners because we'd like a few more Indian runners. So they're in here. There they go. There's one there and another 2 there who've gone broody. I don't know if that's just because the male's given them too much hassle and it's a way to get away from him. There he is there. And then there's another girl in this box in her own little fence there. She's also very broody, so we've put her there by herself and she's happy. We put 2 together there, but one didn't like it, so one came back out. And we left the one there, that was alright. Guinea pigs have been having little babies as well. There's a little baby. they're not brother and sister, that's different set. And there's another one over there. So they're moving around and around these grassed areas here and turning a lot of veggie waste into fertilizer. We moved the pigs back up near the house. We wanted them to dig up this area here because we were going to cultivate it. Haven't really been doing too much digging. They don't dig as much as their parents used to. Hello pigs. Are you going to talk for the camera? What do you say, pig? This is a girl and this is a boy. They're not brother and sister, they're from slightly different litters, different mums. Hello pigs. Very quiet pigs. Hello. You want some food? What? Good pig. Oh, you're a good pig. Good boy. Hello boy. Hello girl. Where's your good girl? Good girl. Our main kitchen garden again has been working very well with the irrigation system, where heavy rains make the water come down through the animal systems and zigzag through the paths. It's phenomenally great. Keeps it well hydrated and moist. We don't have to water that much. I don't know if you can see. I'll pull the net. Oh, and I don't even want to go through what's there. There's a lot of different food there happening. I don't think I showed you the geese last time, but we got these as little 5 or 6 year olds, 5 or 6 week olds, and they've grown up to be quite big now. They free range. They're eating mostly grass and weeds, and we're not feeding them much grain at all. I'll show you the trench that goes into the dam. There it is there, the boundaries up there, the fence. And so this part we've raked and cleaned out, seeded and hayed, and then there's parts that we haven't done yet, like over here we haven't done yet. We'll do it bit by bit. So that one there goes all the way across behind the tank and into the dam. In the back gardens we've kind of opened it up a little bit. We cut down probably 4 or 5 cypress pines just to let in more light and to stop them stealing all the nutrient. So this area here we are converting into perennials, including fruit trees, but mostly perennial vegetables. I'll show you what there is. There's rhubarb, fame flower, can't remember if that's cardamom. I think cardamom or turmeric. I think it might be turmeric. There's self-seeding potatoes that keep coming up every year. There's lemongrass, which will down but comes back in the springtime. There's glow artichokes. There's fennel. There's this purple guiana that we've planted. This one here. What else we got here? We've got sunchoke over there. And then the fruit trees start. This is one of the grafted trees we did. There's 4 different trees on that one. And some more fruit trees over here. Some of the old apple trees. A lot of the baby peaches that have come up. And these are there's 2 of the grafted trees. I pruned them a few days ago to try and thin them out. Growing very well. Really happy with them. Quite a lot of grasshopper pressure, but I'm just... There's a kitty cat sitting on the couch outside. You're a garden cat. Hey, you love the garden. Yes, hello. And we'll end with Jag saying goodbye.